we were getting mixed signals whether or not this debate is actually going to push through, and it's 30 minutes to that supposed start. What do you know? Is it actually going to push through?
It seems unlikely. Usually for any meeting to resume, there has to be a notice. And for this very special and rare circumstance, there has to be a reasonable time given to the members so that they could return to the chamber, to the building. And right now, with less than 30 minutes, it seems unlikely that we will have a meeting at 11 today. But we do not know when will they resume the meeting.
Right, well, you got to debate a lot of amendments to this controversial legislation, Alvin. Is there a chance that at the end of the day, and after all this, it actually doesn't get passed, even if it's not shelved beforehand?
It all depends on one person, that is the Chief Executive, Carrie Lam. Right now, everybody knows it has gone beyond the bill itself. It's a matter of governance. It's a matter of how Carrie Lam is going to handle the anger from more than 1 million Hong Kong people. And we still think at LegCo, those pro-Beijing camp legislators, they should vote on not because of their position, but simply on conscience. But we are pledging to them.
You know, Alvin, it's Yvonne here. I'm just wondering, we're flashing some of the scenes from yesterday, and it's hard to kind of not connect this to what we saw and the violence that erupted back in 2014. Do the same tactics that these protesters are doing now, are they going to work? At what point does this actually hurt their interests if we see more violence in the streets?
Problem here is, since 2014, since the last movement, people in Hong Kong, especially the younger generation, they got upset and frustrated by what happened over the past years done by Hong Kong government. And when Hong Kong people took to the street on Sunday in a peaceful, extremely peaceful manner, over 1 million people on the street without anybody hurt. But you know what happened to us? The Hong Kong government issued a statement, and as if nothing had happened at 11 o'clock. And so there were some confrontations took place later that day on Sunday. And yesterday, people were on the streets for a couple of hours peacefully, but then again, the governments were not listening. So it's just understandable that some youngsters, they were not happy with the government, and they cannot resist from taking a bit further action.
Yeah, so Alvin, we know you're opposed to this current legislation in its current form and all its provisions. Help me understand then, is there a change or an amendment that, if it does get put in place, would make you change your mind? And if there is, what amendment would that be?
There's no way we could accept any sort of amendment right now. The message is so clear from the Hong Kong people. This administration has to scrap this bill. They have to consult Hong Kong people once again. Well, I have to correct myself. They did not consult Hong Kong people over this matter. So this is wrong, and there's no way we could accept anything other than a total withdrawal of the bill.
Alvin, ultimately, is it about this bill itself or the mishandling, as Alan Zeman put it, in the way that it's been presented? And that's one thing he criticised. Of course, he's pro, but he's suggesting that the whole thing has been a total debacle when it comes to how it's been introduced and how it's not really educated the people of Hong Kong as to what it's trying to really accomplish.
I would say it has gone beyond the bill. Of course, the bill is very important. It reveals the deep-planted fear and seed of Hong Kong people against the Chinese system, where there's no human rights and fair trial whatsoever. And the mishandling of this administration without consultation, without proper dialogue with the people. And, of course, the legal profession, the two legal bodies, professional bodies have voiced out. And the chief executive and the other officials, they are not to speak directly to these professional bodies. And so this matter has gone beyond the bill, but a matter of governance and a grave mistrust between Hong Kong people and the Hong Kong government and Hong Kong people and Beijing.
Alvin, we heard from Carrie Lam yesterday speaking to TVB, And it seemed like a very emotional Carrie Lam in light of what we have seen in the last couple days or so. I just want you to take a listen to that interview real quick.
話我賣港。
They said that I'm selling out Hong Kong. How could I do that? I grew up here with everyone in the city. I have made a lot of personal sacrifice because of my love for this place. I was going to be relaxed and keep it light.
Your response to that kind of response, I guess, Alvin, it seems like there is a sense here that she's not guilty about putting this forward, and yet she still maintains that this was not a mandate from Beijing. How would you respond to a comment like that?
Carrie Lam was getting emotional because she thought she was wrongly blamed for selling out Hong Kong. This is highly personal, but she did not get emotional for over 1 million people talk to the street on Sunday. She did not get emotional seeing youngsters, all these young men and women got hurt by the Hong Kong police. So it's so self-centered. You cannot see any leadership in her speech or in the interview. She did not try to comfort Hong Kong people whatsoever. She's simply saying that I'll keep doing whatever I'm doing. And if you do not understand, if you disagree with me, it's simply because of a mistrust. And this is totally unsound. That is in just what she's saying. And this is not what leadership and good governance is supposed to be.
Alvin, just very quickly here, there seems to be a contradiction to what you just mentioned a couple of minutes ago. So you say it's not about the bill, but at the same time, you're also saying that essentially most of the people who were out in the streets yesterday misunderstood what they were protesting for. There was not an information campaign. So is it about people misunderstanding, not knowing what they were fighting for, or is there an innate problem in the form and provisions of the actual bill? Which one is it?
No, I'm not saying that people were not understanding. Everybody knows what's going on. So there's no such allegation. And people on the street yesterday, they know the gist of the bill. They understand the bill. And just the bill is about removing the firewall between the Hong Kong system and the Chinese legal system. This is the gist of the bill. But what I'm saying is now the matter has gone beyond the bill. It's about governance. It's about how this government is handling our anger.